The landscape of ATM security has shifted dramatically with the recent indictment of 54 individuals linked to a sophisticated jackpotting scheme. This operation, involving the use of Ploutus malware, highlights a troubling intersection of cybercrime and organized criminal activity that has significant implications for financial institutions and public safety. On December 20, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice announced charges against members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang designated as a foreign terrorist organization. This group is accused of deploying malware to manipulate ATMs across the country, forcing them to dispense cash unlawfully. The indictments stem from two separate cases, with the most recent one filed on December 9, 2025, detailing serious allegations of bank fraud and money laundering. In this video, we'll break down the details of the indictments, explore how the Ploutus malware operates, and discuss the broader implications of these criminal activities on ATM security and financial systems. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. On December 20, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice announced the indictment of 54 individuals linked to a large-scale ATM jackpotting scheme, marking a significant escalation in efforts to combat cybercrime. This operation, involving the deployment of Ploutus malware, underscores the organized nature of the criminal activities perpetrated by Tren de Aragua, a gang designated as a foreign terrorist organization. The timeline of these indictments reveals a coordinated crackdown on the group, with two major indictments preceding the December announcement. The first, returned on October 21, 2025, involved 32 individuals charged with various counts related to bank fraud and computer crimes, while the second indictment on December 9, 2025, encompassed 22 individuals involved in bank fraud and money laundering. This demonstrates a systematic approach by law enforcement to dismantle the network of criminals operating under the TDA banner. The modus operandi of the conspirators involved meticulous planning, including reconnaissance of ATM security measures and the use of sophisticated techniques to install the malware. The Ploutus malware, first identified in Mexico in 2013, has evolved significantly, allowing cybercriminals to execute cash withdrawals remotely and evade detection. The malware's ability to delete evidence further complicates investigations, indicating a high level of sophistication among the perpetrators. The financial impact of these schemes is staggering, with over $40 million reportedly siphoned from ATMs since 2021. This illicit funding not only supports the gang's criminal operations but also raises concerns about the broader implications for public safety and national security. The U.S. Attorney's Office has emphasized that the proceeds from these crimes are believed to contribute to terrorism and other serious criminal enterprises, highlighting the urgent need for enhanced security measures in the financial sector. As authorities continue to unravel the extent of this conspiracy, the indictments serve as a warning to both criminals and financial institutions alike. The intersection of cybercrime and organized crime is being met with a robust response from law enforcement, signaling a commitment to safeguarding public trust in financial systems. The consequences of the jackpotting scheme extend far beyond the immediate financial losses experienced by banks and their customers. As the U.S. Department of Justice highlights, the operation is intricately linked to Tren de Aragua, a gang designated as a foreign terrorist organization. This connection raises significant concerns regarding national security, as funds siphoned from these cybercrimes are allegedly funneled into activities that support terrorism and other organized crime. The scale of the operation has prompted a re-evaluation of the vulnerabilities in ATM security systems, particularly those running on outdated software like Windows XP. The use of Ploutus malware not only exploits these weaknesses but also demonstrates a growing sophistication in cybercriminal tactics. The ability of the malware to erase its own traces complicates forensic investigations, making it increasingly challenging for law enforcement to track and dismantle such networks. Furthermore, the repercussions of this scheme are likely to lead to stricter regulations and enhanced security measures within the financial sector. Banks may be compelled to invest heavily in upgrading their ATM infrastructure and implementing advanced cybersecurity protocols to prevent similar breaches in the future. This could also result in increased operational costs, which may ultimately be passed on to consumers. The indictment of 54 individuals signifies a broader trend in international cooperation against cybercrime, as authorities work to dismantle transnational criminal organizations. The legal ramifications for those involved in the jackpotting scheme could set a precedent, potentially leading to harsher penalties for cybercriminal activities in the future. Additionally, the psychological impact on consumers cannot be overlooked. As awareness of such cyber threats grows, public trust in ATM security may diminish, leading to a decline in cash transactions and an accelerated shift toward digital banking solutions. This shift could further change the landscape of financial transactions, prompting banks to adapt their services to meet evolving consumer expectations and concerns about security. As the U.S. Department of Justice continues to address the implications of the recent ATM jackpotting scheme, future actions will likely focus on enhanced monitoring and prevention measures across the banking sector. Financial institutions are expected to invest significantly in advanced cybersecurity technologies to protect their ATMs from malware attacks. This may include the deployment of more sophisticated intrusion detection systems that can identify unusual patterns of behavior or unauthorized access attempts in real time. Moreover, collaboration between banks and law enforcement agencies will become increasingly critical. Regular information sharing about emerging threats and criminal tactics will empower financial institutions to bolster their defenses proactively. The Justice Department's ongoing investigations may lead to additional indictments, prompting a re-evaluation of existing security protocols within banks and credit unions. Training and awareness programs for ATM operators and security personnel are also anticipated to be part of the response strategy. These initiatives will equip staff with the knowledge to recognize suspicious activities and respond effectively to potential breaches. Additionally, regulatory bodies may implement stricter compliance requirements for ATM security standards, compelling banks to enhance their protective measures. In the international arena, as the Ploutus malware has roots in earlier incidents in Mexico, global cooperation among law enforcement agencies will be essential in dismantling the networks that facilitate such cybercrimes. This could involve joint task forces aimed at tracking the financial trails of illicit proceeds, thereby disrupting the funding sources of organizations like Tren de Aragua. Overall, as the landscape of ATM security evolves, ongoing vigilance and adaptation will be necessary to combat the sophisticated tactics employed by cybercriminals. The financial sector's proactive stance in response to these threats will be crucial in safeguarding public trust and maintaining the integrity of banking systems nationwide. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.